Hello Fitness World friends, and welcome to our class Yoga Fire. My name is Mikki and I'll be taking you through our sequence today. My friends, you know your body's best, so please feel free to use modifications or props during our practice, and even skip a pose when you need to. We're gonna get started out in our comfortable seat, whether that's cross-legged or on the shins. We'll bring our palms to the knees and take a nice big breath in through the nose. Find a nice smooth exhale, and we'll do two more like that to get centered for our practice. Big inhale through the nose, filling up the chest and the belly. Nice smooth exhale, letting it go. And one more, biggest breath you've taken all day. Nice long cleansing exhale. Beautiful job, my friends. And let's start to take some circles with the head. We'll draw some circles with the nose, going in one direction, starting to lengthen out the neck. We'll take one more and then we'll switch and circle the opposite way. Taking one more nice big circle. We'll bring the head all the way back to center. Now right shin stays in, left leg extends out to the side. Our toes are flexed up towards the ceiling. When we're ready, right hand reaches up. Lifting up through those fingertips, we grow nice and tall through the crown of the head, and we'll take a side bend from here, my friends, reaching right fingers over towards the left side of the room, towards our left toes. Heart's gonna continue to shine forward, and we'll keep our arms stacked over our shoulder. Getting that big opening in our side body. We breathe into the posture. Allowing our hips to be nice and heavy. Let's bring our left hand to the mat, press into the left hand, inhale, come all the way up. Right hand plants next to the waist. We're gonna sweep the left arm overhead as we lift the hips and press them forward, finding a counter stretch or a baby wild thing. Let's lift out through the fingertips. Now hips come all the way back down to the floor. We pivot. Facing now our left foot, we'll melt over the leg, reaching for our ankles and toes. Taking a fold, spine starts to relax, and we'll let the head drop down towards the knee. Finding that length in the back body. Release the foot, we'll walk the hands back, slowly roll back up into our seat. Left knee bends, we bring the shin in nice and close and extend the right leg out now. Right toes point up towards the ceiling. Sitting up nice and tall, left hand comes up overhead. We'll find our side stretch on the opposite side. Left fingertips reach for right toes. Heart shines forward, we keep everything stacked. And breathe into the side body. Head can relax. And we focus on our breath. Allowing that opening. For another breath. Then we'll bring right palm to the mat, press the hand into the floor. Inhale, come all the way up. Left arm cartwheels down to the ground. Plant the palm on the earth. Right arm sweeps over. Hips press forward, baby wild thing on the opposite side. We're reaching out through our counter stretch. Now hips come all the way down. We turn, face our right toes, reach for our ankle, melt over our leg in our forward fold. Let the head relax. Coming back to the breath, my friends. Everything is nice and strong. Release the right foot, hands walk back. We slowly come all the way up. We're gonna bend the right knee and come onto all fours. We're meeting in tabletop, my friends. Palms plug under the wrist, knees under the hips. We'll tuck our toes under. Inhale, drop the belly into cow, shine the heart forward. Exhale, spine peels up into cat. Tuck in the hips, drop the head. Let's do this a couple more times. Inhaling into cow. Exhaling, spine up into cat. undulating the spine, articulating through each vertebrae. Taking another round of breath in our cat-cow. Then we come back to center in our tabletop. Pressing into all 10 fingers, left leg extends behind us, toes are tucked under. We'll press out through our back heel, lengthening out the back leg. Looking down between the palms. On the next inhale, we slide forward, lift the toes, leg is in line with the hip. Back foot flexes, right hand walks to the top of the mat. We're coming into balancing table, my friends, so either our top hand stays where it is or we reach it up. Both limbs extended, we look down at the mat, core is engaged. One more breath, reaching out, right hand returns to the mat, left foot steps up into low lunge. We'll walk the hands up to frame the front foot, square our hips to the front of our mat, untuck our back toes. Pressing into both feet. When we're ready, hands come up into our beautiful crescent shape, reaching up and out. Heart shines forward, press into the toes. Now we exhale, bend the elbows, cactus the arms. We're opening up the heart and shoulders. Everything is nice and strong, knees hugging in towards each other. We're still gazing forward in our low lunge. And on the next exhale, hands release. They frame our front foot and hips come back into half splits. Left leg lengthens, we flex the toes and come up onto our fingertips. Breathing into the back of our left leg. Everything is nice and strong. We focus on the breath. Pressing into the hands, we roll forward, coming back into low lunge. Plant the foot, plant the palms. Left knee comes back into tabletop, and we sit our hips back into child's pose. Forehead to the mat, arms extend out. Rock the forehead side to side. Exhale onto the floor. Then we climb to the palms. The fingertips roll back up into tabletop. Left toes tuck under, right leg extends. Press out through the back heel to start. We'll lengthen out the back of the right leg. Nice big opening. Then we slide forward, back to center, lift the toes. Leg is in line with the hip. Core is engaged. Left hand reaches forward. Staying at the top of the mat or coming into balancing table, we'll reach out. Everything is nice and strong. Look down at the mat. For one more breath, we extend out through both limbs. Left hand returns. Right foot steps up into low lunge. Plant the foot. Back toes untuck. Hips square to the top of the mat. Hands rise up into our crescent shape. Reach up and out of. We find the breath, bending into the right knee. Now elbows bend, we cactus the arms. Heart space opens. Shoulders open. Core is engaged. We continue to look forward, knees hugging in towards each other. We'll take another breath here. Then hands come down, hips come back into half splits on the opposite side. Right leg is extended, toes flex up. We come up onto our fingertips. Gaze towards the top of the mat. Breathing into the back of our right leg now. Finding that nice big opening. Everything is nice and strong. Press back into the hands, bend back into the right knee. Foot plants, fingertips come to the floor. Plant the palms. Left toes tuck under. Left knee lifts up. Right foot steps back into plank. Shoulders are over the wrists, my friends. We press out through the back heels. If we need, we come on the knees to modify, but we keep that core engaged so belly button is sucking in towards the spine. Plank from the knees or full plank. Look down at the hands. And we come down onto the forearms. Clasp the hands. Fingers interlace. Sides of the forearms press into the mat. We come into a forearm plank. Keep the core engaged. We look forward. Exhale, lower to the earth. Palms next to the chest. Untuck the toes. Tops of the feet come to the floor. We'll look down at our mat. Plant the palms. We inhale, puff up the chest and the belly, find a cobra. We gaze forward. Exhale, release. Forehead to the mat, toes tucked back under. We'll get ready to come back up into plank, my friends. Plant the palms, press into the toes. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften the knees. Hips pike up into downward facing dog. If you need, adjust the hands and the feet. Our hips make an upside down V shape and we press into all four limbs. Head relaxes. Exhale here onto your mat. Then we'll plant the soles of the feet. Soften the knees, start to walk the hands back. They're coming towards the back of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Let's take the elbows and find a gentle sway side to side. Knees are soft. Release the elbows, press into all four corners of both feet, and we slowly rise all the way up into our standing mountain pose. Arms come out side to side. Head comes up last. Feet are plugged underneath our hips. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back into our chair. Weight comes into the hips and the back of the heels. We inhale, cactus the arms, open the heart. Fingertips spread wide. We stay nice and low in our chair pose, then palms flip. We stay just like this for one breath. Shoulders are open and we inhale, come up onto our tiptoes in our chair. We're in a crane pose. Everything is nice and strong. We'll continue to gaze forward. Hips sink a little deeper. Inhale, rise all the way up, extend out, then exhale, melt back into your fold. Release the head and the neck. We'll take another great big breath. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips, look forward. Exhale, melt back into your fold. Soften the knees. Now right leg extends, left knee is bent. We'll plant our left fingertips underneath our chest, and on our inhale, right hand opens up into a twist. Either looking over the top hand or to the side of the room. We're pressing out through our right hip. And on the next exhale, gently let the hand come back to center. We'll bend the right knee, left leg extends. Right hand plants on the floor, left arm opens up into our twist. You twist the opposite way, press out through the left hip. Reaching out through the fingertips. Left hand releases back down to the mat. We come back to center. Plant the palms and walk back out into downward facing dog. On our next inhale, right foot plants, left leg comes up into three-legged dog. When we exhale, we're gonna slide forward, hug knee in towards nose. Inhale, extend the leg all the way back out into three-legged dog. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend one more time. Exhale, we start to crunch the knee in towards the nose. Then we press our foot out to the side of the mat, coming into fallen triangle. Let's lift the right arm up overhead. Left foot presses forward. We'll take another big inhale, drop the hips down to the floor. Reach over for the right toes, melt over the leg. Head comes down. Release the foot. We inhale, come all the way back up. Bend into the front knee. We come back up into downward dog. Pedal the feet. 3 breaths here. Left foot plants, right leg comes up into three-legged dog. Lift the heel, press into all 10 fingers. When we exhale, we crunch knee in towards nose. Inhale, extend back out into three-legged dog. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, we find our fallen triangle on the opposite side. Knee comes in. Right leg zips out to the side. We heel open, left arm comes up. Pressing out, we're in fallen triangle. Beautiful, hips come all the way down to the floor. We'll reach over to the left ankle, melt over the leg. Find a nice big breath. Hands come under the shoulders. We roll all the way up. Palms come back. We lift the hips, step back into downward dog. Pedal the feet. Inhale, roll forward into plank. Exhale, lower. Toes untuck. We'll find a back bend. Inhale, chest lifts up into cobra. Exhale, release it to the floor. Toes tucked under, and we come back up into plank. On our inhale, lift up. Knees soften. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job, my friends. Hands and feet come to the middle of the mat. Feet are wide, toes point out. We come up on our fingertips, gaze forward. Now let's bend into the knees, hips come to the floor. We're coming into yogi squat. Hands can either stay in front, or we can bring the elbows to the knees, getting that bigger opener. Press the palms together in prayer and let the hips sink down towards the floor. This is a great place if you need a block under the hips or in front of you to balance. Finding that steady breath. Allowing the blood to start to cool down in our yogi squat. Everything is nice and strong here, my friends. And this is your chance for my friends who like to take an arm balance. This is your time. If you want to come into a forearm stand or a crow pose or anything like that, this is your time to shine. While the rest of our friends stay in yogi squat, we can find the balance that works for us today. Keeping our breath strong, keeping our focus. Then coming back down to the earth, releasing the hands, we come onto our seat. Soles of the feet connect in front of us, knees come out side to side as we come into our butterfly pose. Hips relax, spine comes up nice and tall, we grow a little longer through the crown of the head. We'll take a hold of the ankles or the shins. Taking another big breath. We lengthen out, and when we exhale, we hinge at the hips, melt over our butterfly legs. Spine curves, head softens to the earth. Palms come face down to the mat, and we relax. Exhaling onto the floor. Palms come back to the earth. We slowly roll all the way up. Hands come to the outsides of the knees. Knees come together. We come into the middle of the mat, take a hold of the backs of the thighs and roll onto our backs, hugging our knees into the chest. Let's bring the knees nice and wide. Now we can keep a wide stance just like this, or we can find happy baby, stacking ankles over knees, taking the outsides of the feet or the ankles, and allowing our tailbone to draw towards the earth. Knees draw towards the floor, and we'll find a couple big breaths here in our happy baby. Coming back to our steady breath, allowing our spine to melt into the mat. We release the feet. Soles of the feet come next to the sits bones, arms come along next to us. Press the palms into the floor. We're coming into a bridge pose, my friends, so we press into the feet, lift the hips, engage the glutes and the thighs. Hips come all the way up, we roll onto the shoulders, palms stay on the mat. And then we exhale, spine melts down to the floor, hips connect. Right foot stays on the floor, left leg comes up. We can hold the back of the thigh. Let's point and flex the foot. Take some ankle rolls in one direction and then the other. Now left foot floats down to the floor and right leg comes up. Holding the thigh, we'll point and flex the foot. Taking our ankle rolls in both directions. Right foot comes to the floor. We'll bring our feet to the wide edges of our mat. Knees tip in to support each other. Palms come to the belly. We'll tuck our chin in towards our chest, lengthening out our spine, and we'll take Shavasana for a few breaths here, allowing our mat to support us fully, allowing the belly to soften, the eyes to close, and welcoming the stillness for a moment. Clearing the mind and noticing the rise and fall of your breath. Bringing the palms together towards the chest, we'll press them into prayer. Taking one last breath here in our Savasana to close our practice today. We'll find one last deep inhale through the nose, filling up the chest and the belly. And an audible sigh out the mouth, letting it all go. Thanking ourselves for showing up on the mat today. And thank you, my fellow yogis, for allowing me to guide you through our practice. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you on the mat next time. Namaste.